Hi, I'm Ashley.
And I'm Connor.
And we're here to answer a few questions. What's our first one?
How did you two meet?
We met online. We have been together for 4 years and 5 months this month. We met on a off-brand social media site.
Yeah, it's just a random one. I don't remember what it's called.
I don't even think it's around anymore.
But, yeah, I mean, we met online as basically like Facebook or something like that. She thought that my picture was cute or whatever, and so she friended me, and we just started talking, and then we had our first phone call the next day, and, yeah, I mean, we lived 300 miles apart, but it was fun. We got to talk a lot.
I'm originally from Southern California, and he lives here in Selma, California. And so we first started talking and messaging and texting, and it's been 4 years later. We're now counting down the days until our wedding day.
If I remember, the first time that we texted was like a couple hours after she messaged me. And then the first time we talked was on the next day, was Sunday, before I went to youth group. And then the first time we met in person was about 9 months later. Yeah.
9 months?
Yeah, because 6 months later.
Yeah.
It was in April.
We met in November, and we talked in November.
Yeah, we
met in April.
Yeah. So anyway, okay. Second question is, what are the pros and cons about meeting online?
A pro is that we actually got to know each other first and foremost, before any intimacy was even in our heads.
Even hand holding or anything.
Yeah, anything. So we got to talk to each other, and we actually finally originally just got to know that person, and
we FaceTimed and Skyped and stuff too.
Yeah, stuff like that, but talking was communication is obviously key for any relationship.
And it's a lot about trust too, because we didn't even see each other for like 6 months, 5 or 6 months. So yeah, it was a lot about trust. There were some tough times, I guess, but it was good. I mean, we had no reason to doubt each other. It's just hard to be that far apart.
A con, though, was we actually had to lie about it at the beginning.
Yeah, because both of our parents were crazy about meeting like an insane methed out person or something like that online. Like, my mom said that she could have been some 50-year-old man. And I was like, well, I FaceTimed with her, so I don't think so. But anyway, the third question is, how did it feel to meet each other for the first time?
So again, we met in that April that next year, and
2011.
Yeah, so far away. I came up here to Fresno for a convention, and I got my mom and some people that we were with to actually have dinner over at his parents' house. And I just remember pulling up into the driveway, and like I just remember him like standing at the window in his room, and like just see him like run through the house and then out the door, and we kind of just like collided into each other, like hugged each other for the first time. So that was really cool.
It was kind of crazy.
I was actually expecting him to be a lot taller, and so I kind of like knocked your breath out for a second.
I told you I was 5'9".
I couldn't picture it.
I remember her, like, she was on the other side of the car, and she came around the back. I mean, I'm sure it was awkward for our families, because neither of them knew either of us.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, our parents are really different from each other. Her dad is like 70, and my parents are like mid-40s, early 40s back then. So, yeah.
Lots of differences between our parents, and that's one thing that I find interesting about our relationship because we really do counteract each other, but it works.
Well, that's, I think, kind of the basis of why it works, because I've done like personality stuff, tests and stuff like that. I mean, I have management classes at Fresno State, and there's a lot of, so much of it is psychology, and so I just, I administered the tests that were done on me to her too, and it was really cool because we were like complete opposites in every way, but I think it worked out really well. And then the fourth question says whether or not we feel like meeting online makes our relationship different from where one couple met more traditionally.
Like in person.
Yeah. Oh, do I feel like we know each other less well or more well? I guess we kind of answered that in the first question.
I would say that we know each other well, a lot better meeting online, because you do have that first line of communication online. And
well, okay, one thing I feel like was pretty cool about meeting online is there were things about each other that we didn't necessarily like come to find out, but it was really cool because it wasn't bad. It wasn't like really big things. I mean, honestly, I don't think a lot of things are huge things. It's being selfless. That's the main thing. But we had already established such a strong relationship that it didn't matter. Like, we loved each other so much. Like, it didn't even...
Right. Like, the way that he described himself at school was the guy who would hang out with his friends and, I wouldn't say bully, but
have fun and I don't know.
I was the one that was really involved in school and was like the good person, and
she did all the school activities, and me and my friends skipped class.
He would never be a person that I would have talked to in person because we were just so different on the outside, but because we actually got to talk to each other like just alone, not having all this peer pressure around, made such a difference in the beginning.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. I mean, because I was just, I didn't care, girls, whatever, like, it didn't matter that much. I didn't really care about it that much. And then I met Ashley, and like, I could just like focus on one person, and I'd have all these, friends telling me things and anything. It was really, honestly, I liked it better. And then by the time she moved up here, we were both in different phases anyway. She was going to college up here, moved away from her friends and family, and I had already kind of moved into different friend groups and stuff. So it was, I don't know. And we're more about what each other is doing anyway at this point. I mean, we're going to get married, and we're going to move somewhere far away. So anyway, okay. I think that's it.
That's it. Thank you.